Hello and welcome to this bootcamp. My name is Hani Safadi and it's my pleasure to be your instructor for this short course. This bootcamp is designed to equip you with basic skills to use the Python programming language and some of its packages for data analytics workflows. Needless to say, I'm preaching among the convert. And today it's becoming ever important for organizations to leverage the value of data. At the same time, there is an increasing amount of data available for companies and firms, not only internally but also externally, and this has become even more pronounced with digitization, the internet, and networking technologies where data flow freely across the globe. So skills that involve processing, collecting, transforming, and analyzing data have become valuable skills for business analysts, data scientists, and also across a couple of other professions in the organizations. The industry has responded to this, and today there is a wealth of tools and packages available for you to analyze data. In a series of bootcamp, you're going to learn about a couple of these leading technologies, including R and Python and SQL. This bootcamp is specifically geared toward Python. And Python actually is becoming one of the most popular tools for data analysis, data science, machine learning, and AI. Here is a recent survey about programming language popularities, and this is as of May 2021. And as you can see here, Python is number 2 in terms of popularity, and it has jumped from last year from position 3 to position 2. So it's the second most popular language today. And that's for a good reason. Python is a very reliable language with an easy to write, read, and understand syntax, and a large ecosystem composed of many open source packages, but also many other commercial packages to be used with. And this large ecosystem provides Python with capabilities of doing many things. So it's kind of like the Swiss Army knife of not only data science, but also a couple of many other tasks such as programming and front-end and back-end developments. In this course, we're going to focus on using Python for data analysis. At the same time, I hope the skills we're going to learn are going to be useful for other tasks that you may be working on in the future. I'm going to talk a bit about the logistics of this course, and I have posted a syllabus for you to look at. There is a lot of detail in this syllabus, so I really encourage you to read it thoroughly, and this will help clarify and disambiguate many questions that you may have. This course is an online asynchronous course, meaning the lectures are prepared for you to watch, and there are many exercises for you to do on your own. In terms of grading, it's going to be satisfactory or unsatisfactory outcome. The work involved is roughly equivalent to 1.5 credit hours. So that's basically 1.5 hours of lecturing, and you can add to that 2 to 3 hours of working and preparing per week. In this course, we're going to look at the basics of data analysis, and we're going to learn how to use Python and specifically the Jupyter environment for data analysis. We're going to learn about the Markdown language for technical documentation. When we dig deeper in the topics, we're going to focus on the Python language fundamentals. And I'm not assuming any previous knowledge of programming, although this may be useful in this context. But we're going to start from scratch. Even if you don't have a technical background or a computing background, you should be able to start with this course from scratch. So we're going to cover a couple of the basics, such as variables and operators and types. And then we're going to look at more advanced concepts such as control flow and functions, and finish with looking at data structures for storing data and processing it. We're going to learn a couple of other topics that will be useful, such as text manipulation with string and regular expressions. And finally, we're going to introduce one package that offers a lot of capabilities for data management and data processing and transformation called the pandas package. So we're going to learn about the data frame and series and indexing and selection with pandas. This course is going to wrap up with a data analysis exercise to put everything together. And at the end, there is a small project for you to do and submit, which also tests all of the skills that you've learned through this course. Take a look at the dates posted on ELC. You need to submit all of your work before the deadlines that are indicated on ELC. In terms of work involved, in each topic we're going to learn, there are a couple of things that will test your skills in different ways. Learning a technical subject such as programming requires practicing. You can think about this such as, as learning, for example, a sport. You can watch athletes play, for example, but that's not going to help you a lot. You need to practice on your own. Similarly, when it comes to learning coding, programming, data analytics, you need to practice on your own. So there are a couple of exercises that are available for you to do on your own, as well as their solutions that are posted in each one of these topics. In each one of these topics, there is also a quiz to test your understanding, and also a code drill, which is a small exercise without the solutions posted that you need to work and submit on your own. At the end of the course, there is a bigger quiz, an exit quiz, and the course project that we have talked about. Everything is posted to ELC, and I will walk you through the content briefly. In terms of grading, there are 12 quizzes, 12 drills, 20 points each, and we've got the exit quiz and the course project amounting to 1,000 points with a pass grade of 700 or more. In terms of software, you need to install Anaconda Python. Currently, the most recent version is 3.8, but if there is a higher version, you can go ahead and install the higher version. And this environment is available for both Windows and Mac, and there is a short video to guide you through installing them on your machine. In terms of readings, everything is posted online and it's free. There is nothing that you need to purchase. Most of the content is going to be from this kind of a freely put book, Whirlwind Tour of Python. And there is a couple of chapters from another free book called Python Data Science Handbook, as well as some other readings. Make sure you read through the details and make yourself familiar with the academic honesty at the university and all of the other resources for you to help you should you face any challenges in the semester. Once again, feel free to contact me if you have any questions. My email is posted at the top of the syllabus here. Please send me an email to my email address. Do not use the email facility in ELC because many often it doesn't route through the email address immediately. Now let me walk you through the content which you can find on the left side on ELC. In this content here, you can see that each one of the sessions here is numbered. So in total, we have 15 sessions. And the numbers here match also the numbers here on ELC. So the first session, for example, is going to be the introduction session. Let's select one session here. For example, let's select the string session. You can see that in this session, there are a couple of things in terms of content. First, the readings are available for you as PDF files. Those readings are also linked to from the syllabus. Should you choose to go from the syllabus, you can follow the links and they're going to open as web pages. But if you decide to be on ELC, all of those web pages have been exported as PDF files for your convenience, so you can download them, store them offline, and access them on an e-reader or another device if you wish to. I advise you to go through those readings, and I also advise you to go through these readings while trying at the same time to work on the content of these readings, because those readings are about programming. And for example, if we go through this reading here, you'll see that they're talking about code, for example, and details related to this code, right? So it's really useful if you have your coding environment open side by side, so you can follow through and try things on your own. In addition to this reading, you will see here that you've got a couple of videos. So those videos are titled Introduction, Warm-Up, and Workout. The introduction video is a live walkthrough mainly of the content in the reading here. So this is me interacting and walking you through the content of the reading. After you do the readings and walk through the introduction video, there are 2 exercises for you. And those exercises are in increasing difficulties, hence the name warm up and workout. So I advise you to go through those 2 exercises on your own. And those exercises, you've got access to the beginning code and also the final solution. So I advise you to work on the code yourself, and then you can consult with the solution should you feel that you are stuck. And you're also welcome to watch the videos, and this is a live walkthrough the solutions of these 2 exercises. Once you're done with those exercises, there is an exercise for you to work on and submit. And this exercise is called the drill exercise. It's a code drill. In this exercise, you're going to get the starting notebook, and you need to work on it and submit it to this assignment submission box on ELC. Once you do the submission, there is a self-assessment quiz, and the self-assessment quiz simply kind of declares that you have submitted the code to ELC. So this is an online asynchronous course, and I'm going to selectively check some of your submissions, but not all of them. So you need to make sure that you submit to ELC and do the self-assessment, but please do not do the self-assessment if you haven't submitted yet. Now, if you feel stuck, there is a guide for you, and this guide is in a PDF format. So you can read through the guide, and the guide contains some of the code that will be useful for you to finish your submission. So nonetheless, you need to go through the guide and finalize your submission and submit it to ELC. All right, now let me walk you through how to obtain the source code. The source code is posted here under discussion code and other content. So the source code for the preparation for each session, and this is the source code for the introduction, the warm-up, and the workout, is available here in this file called here Python MSBA preparation code. This is a zip file, meaning it's compressed and you need to unzip it or unarchive it in your own directory. So my suggestion here is for you to download the file. Once the file is downloaded, you can go ahead and unpack it. In Windows, you can right-click and do extract all. On Mac, it suffices to just double-click on it and it will auto-unpack. Similarly, the drill code is available here, so you need to also download the drill code, and that will give you the code as well as other data files that may be related to Fin to complete this code. For example, if I go here to my own notebook environment, I have already unpacked the preparation code here. And you can see here that I've got a notebook for the introduction, warm-up, and workout. And for warm-up and workout, there is the blank notebook, and there is also the solution notebook. So for example, if we visit the string exercise, the string section, for example, that's the introduction, and this is the live code. And if you watch the introduction video, you're going to see me walking through this notebook. And this is the warm-up exercise. This is the beginning. So this is what I advise you to work on your own, right? And if you're stuck, you can watch the warm-up video, or you can consult the final solution, which is available here. And that's the final solution. Similarly, you can do the same for the workout exercise. Again, the idea here is to give you plenty of opportunities to exercise and do work on your own, because that's the only way you can pick up a technical skill such as programming. Similarly, let's go back. We can scroll up and click here to go back. If you check the drill code, you'll see that you've got different code drills. And there are 12 of them that you need to submit. There are 3 sessions that you don't need to submit a quiz or a drill. One of them is the beginning session. This session, there's also the last session, which is the epilogue of the course in which you're supposed to work on the course project. And there's also the session in which we do the kind of the data analysis exercise. There are no quizzes or code drills. But for all other sessions, you need to complete the code drill. For example, once again, if you take a look at the string exercise here, this is the code drill, right? And they have questions for you to work on. Okay. Now, to help you working through these questions, I have prepared a tool called the Notebook Tester. So this tool allows you to test your work, specifically the drill code. If you go to the link indicated here, let's go back to ELC. If you go back here, there is a link called the Notebook Tester. If you click on this link, it's going to open this Notebook Tester environment in a new window. Once this new window opens up, you see that you've got access to a couple of test cases. Each test case kind of ties with a drill exercise and allows you to upload your work to test your work. For example, let's say you're working right now, so you need to select Python MSBA. Let's say you're working on the string drill. Okay, so in this case, let's say you want to upload your work on the string drill to the notebook environment, to the tester environment. So I'm going to just navigate to that, and let's say that's the string drill, and you can click upload. That's going to automatically test your code against the correct solution, and is going to give you some guidance of what you did correct and what you did not do correct. In this case, this is the blank code, so obviously there are 7 questions and none of them is answered correctly. You can see that my answers are all zeros and the correct answers are indicated here. The idea is that this is going to give you a kind of feedback, immediate feedback, without me, the instructor, being physically with you or giving you live feedback. This tool should give you some immediate feedback for you to work on. Going back to this drill exercise, for example. Again, this is the beginning. You haven't watched the video of how to kind of navigate through the notebook environment, but let's say we're doing this. I'm running the first few cells of code, and I'm looking at the questions. The first question is asking me how many entries or lines are there in log. Now, obviously, you haven't reached the stage which you can answer this question. I'm gonna do it for the sake of the example of showing you how to work with a testing environment. Weblog is a string, and it's asking me about how many lines. So weblog here is a string. What I need to do here, I need to split this string to lines using the function called split lines. And the function called split lines, not split line, is going to give me a list of these lines. Now, in the beginning, there is an empty line, which I need to take care of that by deleting the leading and trailing spaces using the function called strip. Once I'm done, I've got a list in which each line is an element. And I can assess the length of this list using another function called length or len. And the answer is 5. And that's the answer of the first question. So what you need to do, you need to say that the answer of the first question is 5. So I'm going to assign that to test 1, which is where you're storing the result for that question. Again, we haven't learned about lists, we haven't learned about string, we haven't learned about variables or assignments. That will come, shortly. The idea here is that once you do this, if you save your work and if you go back to the tester here, and if you re-upload your code, you're gonna get that feedback here, right? So this is correct. So you know that you have answered that question correctly. Now, once you're done, once you're happy with what you've done, you can go ahead and submit your work. Let me go back to the string session and show you how to do this. Before submitting, if you feel you're stuck, you can check the guide. Again, the guide is a PDF with some of the code for you, so you can walk through the code and look at the answer here. The idea here is that even that the answer is provided to you, you're still forced to read through it and move the code and type it on your own in the notebook. So again, my advice for you is to try it on your own and do your best, and only if you feel stuck, consult with a solution or the partial solution. Okay, so once this is done, let's say you want to submit your code, you can go ahead and submit here. You need to do 2 things. You need to do the submission to this assignment box, and then you need to declare that you have submitted. The self-assessment declaration actually gives you the grade. Once again, I'm going to selectively check your work. So please don't do the self-assessment if you haven't submitted. So let me show you how to submit. Let me just switch to be a student so that I see exactly what you see right now. If you go to the submission here, assignment submission box, this is going to give you an option to upload that file. So you need to go ahead and upload the notebook file which you worked on. In this case, it's the string drill. So you need to go ahead and upload and click submit, right? Don't forget to click submit. That's how you upload to ELC. Okay, so let's click submit here, and let's go back and maybe I haven't submitted, but that's fine. Once you're submitting, you have to go and make the self-assessment that you have made the submission. So that's kind of a quiz, but the quiz only has one question, which is a self-assessment question. So you can go ahead and start the quiz if you're ready, and it's going to ask you just one question to confirm that you have submitted your work. In my case, I don't see how to do the quiz, and I'm pretty sure this is different on your in your case. It probably has to do with how ELC is configured for instructors and students. Let me try to do it one more time here as an instructor. Okay, looks like you can start the quiz now. It's going to ask you this question that you have submitted the code drill. If you just did so, just click through and submit the quiz, and this is going to give you the grade for that work. Okay, so that's it in terms of what you need to do for the code drill. Don't forget that you get also a topic quiz. So once you do the readings and those exercises, make sure you do the topic quiz. The topic quiz is also graded, and it's going to give you a partial grade depending on how many questions you answer correctly. Each topic quiz is about 5 questions that you need to answer. And those questions, I'm assuming that you're going to do them in a closed book format, right? So I trust that you're going to answer them without running the code. The idea is that you have learned enough for you to internalize some of these concepts and answer questions about them without running the code interactively. Okay, so that's it in terms of logistics. We're going to repeat this process over all of the sessions and hopefully doing things on your own, doing a couple of exercises with me walking you through them, the warm-up and the workout exercises. Doing the quizzes and also doing the drill on your own is going to give you enough kind of practice for you to internalize all of these skills. At the end of this of this course, we have a data analysis exercise. And this data analysis exercise has 2 parts, and there are recorded walkthroughs as well. You don't need to submit anything, but I encourage you to do the work on your own before watching me doing it. The goal of this exercise is to put everything together. At the end of the course, you've got 2 main deliverables. There is an exit quiz, which is a timed quiz, 30 minutes, and you need to use lockdown browser to do it. And there's also a course project, which is very similar to the data analysis exercise, except that there are no walkthroughs or solutions. You need to do it on your own. So hopefully, at the end of this course, the short course, the bootcamp, you will be able to have those skills on your hands to be used for other courses in the program. And we're going to build on these skills in the Advanced Data Management and Analytics course. So I'm looking forward to having you on this course, and do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. Wish you all good luck.